I'm going insane. But like, why else are you here? Hey, it's Allie. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. We're back in my room for another chill vibe where I talk about the Sonic movie 3 trailer for far too long. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this. We didn't even know if or slash when this trailer was coming out. Like, I swear to God, you know those leak channels on like Twitter and on YouTube and stuff? They kept saying, oh, it's gonna come tomorrow, oh, it's gonna come next month, oh, it's gonna come this month, this blah, 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 blah. Finally, there's one that comes out like, oh, it's gonna come out on Tuesday. And we're like, okay, that's really specific. Why Tuesday? But it was confirmed not even 24 hours later by all the like Batman like signals in the sky. When I tell you, I lost it. I lost it. I went to sleep that night dreaming of what possibly be waiting for me on the other side. And no words. So I need to go through this today, frame by frame analysis video. I've never done one of these before. So strap in, because we might be here for 10 minutes. We might be here for 30. Who knows? If at any time you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe, because I make videos like this all the time, and comment down below what you expect to happen in this movie. Like, I have a lot of questions going into this. I think they did a really good job of making it so that if you're an OG Sonic fan, you have a lot of questions. And if you're a new Sonic fan, you have a lot of questions. So let's just jump into it.
Sonic, you finally found your family.
Try to keep up.
I know it hasn't always been easy, but you...
So right off the bat, we start the trailer with the whole Team Hero, Team Sonic, going through what seems to be London, which, like, the question is, like, why are we in London? Obviously, a lot of people were like, well, we can't just stay in Maine the whole time, you know, which, like, makes, was it Green Hills, Maine? Or was it Wyoming? It was some random, like, state. We can't just stay in that state the whole time, which I, like, completely, totally agree with. I thought they were going to go to San Francisco because that's where they were in the last movie, correct me if I'm wrong. So I thought they were going to move to San Francisco. That didn't end up happening. Because San Francisco would make sense as, like, a city that Sonic would, like, live in. It looks like, I don't think they're going to move. I think it'll constantly be, because a lot of people are also saying that they want the Sonic team, they want people to die, which we'll get to all that, but like specifically they want Sonic team to go back to Mobius, which they can't legally call Mobius in this like universe, in this world. They want Sonic team to go back to Mobius, and then for the rest of the movies to be in the Sonic world. And I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of like this. The whole thing is like Sonic X style, where everybody comes to Earth and the Earth is dealing with these new creatures. Again, Sonic X style. Maybe you should watch Sonic X, huh? Maybe you should watch Sonic X, or just watch my videos on it, you know, but like watch Sonic X. To me, it seems like at least we're gonna start every movie in Green Hills, Oregon, Maine, wherever the fuck they are, and just go all over the country, and then somehow end up in a new spot. So like this one is going to be more of an international thing. I think later in the trailer we see them in Tokyo, so like London, Tokyo, I don't know where they were in the beginning. I think they might have been in like probably like New York or something of that nature. So that whole thing in the beginning, people think Tom is gonna die, which we'll get to later when we get to the specific scene. People think Tom is gonna die in. I don't think Tom is gonna die. I think the whole point of that, like the whole character arc for Sonic in this, I feel like is gonna be one of him growing up, because I'm gonna repeat this a lot, but like the idea of like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, that Sonic in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 is not the Sonic we have right now in the Sonic movies. The Sonic we have in the Sonic movies is a little bit more of like a kid-like, childlike Sonic. Like if you were to think of like the first couple of Sonic games, like that's the very like childlike, fun, having like, you know, just trying to have fun type of Sonic. And I think that this is kind of, this movie is going to be a very pivotal moment for Sonic's character. I don't think we're ever going to get the like super cool, aloof Sonic that we get in like Sonic X. Sonic X, or in like the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. I don't think we're ever going to get that version of Sonic in the movies, because I think they're trying to keep it super lighthearted and things like that. But I do think that this movie is going to be a super pivotal moment for Sonic and his character and his maturity. Like it's one of those things where it's like you can't, you know, do everything with the power of friendship. The power of friendship isn't going to solve everything. And I think that is what is going, Sonic's going to hit a wall. Except the power of friendship can and will solve everything, because that's literally how they make Shadow come to the good side. But like, it is like the way in which you go about it is going to be different. Like, yes, you connected to Knuckles, which is another thing too. With the whole people dying thing, people are like, oh, like Sonic is gonna die, people are gonna die around Sonic so Sonic can feel lost, and it's like he already has with Long Claw, and that was the whole point of the second movie with Knuckles, is that he had that conversation with Knuckles where Knuckles was like, you lost like everything as well, how did you like go on with your life and not be so hateful, you know? So it would be weird to retread that conversation again with Shadow, but I'll get to later how I feel like they're gonna like handle all of that.
There's been a high-level security breach.
Look at him! He looks so good. First of all, the like model change from the original teaser that we got to now, like they pulled out all the stops. They really did. I don't know if somebody, I don't know who it was, I don't know who needs to be kissed on the mouth, but somebody needs to be kissed on the mouth, because they really got all the people like who actually, like, I'm not saying the people who worked on Sonic 1 and 2 didn't care about Sonic, not at all, but they specifically pulled out the big guns for Sonic 3. Okay, they were like, we need people who have worked on Sonic material before, who have worked on Shadow the Hedgehog. They got one of the like 3D modelers who worked on Sonic the Hedgehog, Shadow the Hedgehog, excuse me, who worked on Shadow the Hedgehog, like the game. Like, I don't know about y'all can say everything you want about Shadow the Hedgehog. That game looks great. Like, it actually looks really, really good. So to get that many people who are known in the Sonic community and are known to have worked on Sonic with stuff before, whether it's like fan stuff or like official stuff, is like, I don't know who needs to be kissed on the mouth, but come here. Come here.
And we need Team Sonic's
God, he's such a wet
assistance.
cat. I love him.
Project Shadow is far beyond anything we've ever.
Look at him! He looks so good.
Shadow's
He
story
looks so
began
good.
a lot like your Sonic.
This scene killed me. This scene made me want to, oh God, I want to vomit. That scene makes me want to vomit. I just like, I'm sorry. Oh my God. One of the main things I always miss from like Sonic Adventure 2 and like just even Sonic X is that I just feel like we never get enough Maria screen time. Every time we get Maria crumbs, I'm like, give it to me. The like Sonic X Shadow Generations, like little short that came out like about a month ago, that I was eating that shit up. Any Sonic Maria shit, give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Okay, this, I'm gonna cry. I think I might cry in this movie. I'm gonna go see it like the day it comes out, and I'm going to cry in the movie theater. Like, that is, I'm gonna be surrounded by children who are like, oh, who's this girl? And I'm gonna be sobbing my eyes out the entire time. Wow.
Yes!
Where you found family and friends, Shadow found only pain and loss.
Okay, here we go. Okay, there's a lot to talk about. First of all, the Team Sonic little thing going on. I love that so far. In every single like Sonic movie and in the Knuckles show, we get a little bit of the like Sonic family in the beginning with Maddie and Tom and everybody together. Those are my favorite moments. I love Maddie so much. If Maddie and Shadow even have like an inkling of a conversation during this, I'm going to cry. I hope you know this. I love Maddie so much. Like, this is also another reason why I'm like, it would be so stupid if Tom dies and then like people, there was a tweet that was like kind of going semi-viral that was like, oh, if Tom dies and then Sonic and Co go back to their world, why would Sonic and Co go back to their world? And they were like, oh, I feel so bad for Maddie because she'd be left alone. And it's like, that's not gonna happen. Like, not on my watch. But anyway, so that little Team Sonic moment from like Sonic Heroes it's so cute. It's so fun. I was hoping they like made a reference. They kind of made a reference to it in Sonic 2. So to make even more of a reference to it in this one, oh, so good, so good. And then let's go back. The whole line about like, oh yeah, you and Shadow are very alike. You guys pretty much had similar like upbringings, except like Shadow's family died. All of them dead. All of Shadow's family dead. Gerald Robotnik, Maria, they're all gone. And now he's like filled with hatred and stuff like that. And I feel like that is whatever I forgot that man's name, the like gun general, like him who also hates hates Shadow because his family died too, and like all this type of shit and all this revenge plot type of bullshit. whatever he is saying to Sonic is probably like not wrong, but like manipulative. Everybody, one of the like bigger overarching themes in all of this is like Sonic is getting manipulated. Sonic and team is getting manipulated by the government. Shadow is being manipulated by Gerald Robotnik and probably also by later Robotnik. Though I have a theory, and I'll get into this like later at the end about like because the whole thing about Gerald Robotnik being there. Actually, I think it's like right here. It lost. Okay, yeah, this scene, I don't know why I'm showing it to the screen, like I can't just put it on the screen, but yeah, that scene where it is Robotnik, Gerald Robotnik and Shadow seemingly over Maria's body as they like come in and probably apprehend Shadow. I feel like this can play out a couple of different ways. People are saying that like in the original, just in case you don't know, what happens is that Sonic and Maria are trying to escape the Ark because the gun soldiers have infiltrated. It's a whole thing. Should I explain the lore? Let me explain the lore real quick. Lore corner. Okay, so it's Sonic and Richard. The whole thing is that the government wanted Gerald Robotnik, who was a really famous scientist, to make shit and he wanted to also find a cure for his daughter who had a terminal illness that for some reason made it so she could only live up in space. There's probably like an actual reason for it, but like space is like a place where her illness wouldn't be as bad. So she's never been to Earth. She has a chronic illness and she's dying, right? And Gerald Robotnik is using this government funding pretty much to try and find a way to, you know, heal her, basically. Like the whole ultimate life form thing is like what he's trying to do. He has a first model. We'll get to that later. He has a first model, doesn't go well. Then he makes Shadow. Okay, so Shadow is now made, and him and Maria, they become besties. Okay, they become besties on this arc because they really only have each other, and they have dreams of going to Earth one day. All right. The gun soldiers are, I don't know what the fuck, Gerald Robotnik does something. Gerald Robotnik does something or doesn't do something, and Gun is like, okay, well, we're gonna just shut you down, basically. So we're gonna infiltrate you. So a bunch of gun soldiers infiltrate the place. Also, Gerald Robotnik isn't the only scientist on board. The Ark, the colony Ark, that's what it's called. It's this big giant like colony Ark in space, okay? And Gerald Robotnik is not the only scientist there. So there's a bunch of scientists there. And they're like, okay, we're shutting you down. We're shutting everything down. And they go and they start, I don't know if the gun agents were just like, we have to get rid of everything. This is off the dome, okay? I will try to correct myself in post, but off the dome, from what I remember, they were just trying to wipe everything out. I don't think they killed every scientist on there, but like they were killing people. Okay, they get to Maria Robotnik. Maria and Shadow are running away. Maria pushes Shadow into an escape pod, uses the escape pod for him to leave. She gets shot in the process. So she gets shot by a gun agent. If you ever seen those things online of people being like, oh, everybody cheered when Maria Robotnik died, because first of all, it's like a Batman moment for Shadow, but also Maria Robotnik's death is really big in this universe. The whole point, though, I say all this to say that Shadow did not get to grieve over Maria's body. He just immediately was sent to Earth in a pod, and then the government found him later, and that's why the government has him at the beginning of like Sonic Adventure 2. Yes. So this, a lot of people were complaining online talking about, okay, well, then why is he able to grieve over Maria's dead body with Gerald Robotnik? Now, this honestly could just be this moment of like, you know, the gun soldiers seem to be coming in on them, and that's when they decide to take Gerald Robotnik and when they decide to take Maria, because what they do is they take Gerald and they lock him up for like forever, and that's when Gerald's hatred grows and grows and grows, and then he's just like, I'm going to destroy the world. Y'all killed my daughter. I'm going to destroy the world. And Shadow just never got to say goodbye to Maria and had to grieve her. So I don't know if that's necessarily too big of a change. Like the fact that like he's grieving over her body and Gerald Robotnik is there. I don't think it'd be that big of a change. The issue would arise with what Gerald says to Shadow. I would like this, stick with me here, to be a hologram. At like some point during the movie, maybe at the halfway point during the movie, because Gerald Robotnik is alive, Shadow finds out Gerald Robotnik is alive, and Gerald like shows him like, this is what happened after you got jettisoned from the Ark or like whatever, and shows him like, hey, this is what happened. They took me away. They left Maria there to rot. Like, you know, let that anger fester inside of you. We're destroying the world, bestie. Get in. You know, I feel like that would be a very, very interesting because it plays into the whole manipulation thing going on with Shadow, because there's a lot going on with Shadow. I think that like the whole thing with Shadow, I know we're not even like halfway through this fucking trailer, but the whole thing with Shadow's character that I think is going to be different than the whole Knuckles thing of like, oh, I lost everything, I lost everyone, and now I have this hatred inside of me, and Sonic like coming and being like, but the power of friendship though. I think the difference is with Shadow, it's more like, yes, Shadow lost everything, but also Shadow is being pulled in 100 different directions. The whole like Shadow's purpose of life has been stripped away from him, Maria, and now he doesn't have one, and him being the ultimate life form, Gerald Robotnik wants him to destroy the world. The government wants him to probably to do 100 million different things. Everybody wants him to be 100 million different things. People didn't like Shadow the Hedgehog as a game because they thought it undermined everything that happened in Sonic Adventure 2. It's like, okay, Shadow decided to be a hero at the end of Sonic Adventure 2 and sacrifice himself. That like the story of Shadow the Hedgehog kind of undermined that, because in Shadow the Hedgehog, the whole thing is like you get to choose, will you be good, bad, neutral, whatever. To me, I don't think so. Like looking back on it now in retrospect after years and years and years of the game having come out, I think that Shadow the Hedgehog was more of a like the whole idea of the song I am all me, babes. I think the whole point of that was that Shadow gets to choose. For the first time in Shadow's life, Shadow gets to choose who he wants to be. I don't know if they'll go that far in this movie to like say that Shadow, you get to choose who you want to be. You don't have to be a hero. He becomes an anti-hero, right? But like, you don't have to be a hero. You don't have to be this. You don't have to be that. Whatever. You get to finally choose, after everything that has happened to you, your path in life. And so I think that this scene in particular is kind of showing that, hey, he's getting manipulated right now. Shadow is being manipulated. Maria is being used to further the gain of somebody else, specifically Gerald Robotnik in this case. However, I think we can still have a very heart-wrenching moment here if they do the thing where they rip Shadow away from the only person he has left, which is Gerald Robotnik. So while I do think it'll be sad, like I do think, like, you know, obviously it's not the same, you know, I think it's still going to be really sad if this is not a hologram, because I think it would be really cool if it was a hologram. I think it'd be even sadder if it was a hologram and somebody just picks up Shadow by the scruff of his wet cat neck and just takes him away and shoves him in that test tube. I will cry.
All right, we got a rogue alien on the loose. How do we find it?
Start with a giant fireball?
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
Oh, that is Tokyo. Okay, so they are in Tokyo. Quip. A lot of people are worried that the seriousness of the story will be undermined by the fact that, like, especially Sonic 1 and 2 is very silly, and Sonic as a character in this, especially like Ben Schwartz's character and everything, is like also very silly. To me, personally, I think that this is going to be a lighter-hearted retelling of the story. I do. But I also love when a really quippy character or when a really comic relief character hits a wall. I love that so much. When a comic relief character hits a wall of seriousness, it's one of my favorite tropes. So I actually will love to see that. I will love to see Sonic get hit with the fact that, like, you can't just quip your way out of this one, buddy. You can't do that. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And you can actually see later in this trailer, I'm gonna let it play, that him getting like kind of serious like Sonic, and it's gonna be a moment. Oh, it's gonna be a moment.
Right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
No!
I'm sorry. Oh my god, those memes of Tails getting the shit beat out of him by Shadow is so fucking funny. That fucking picture of Shadow literally about to do this and Sonic X is so fucking funny to me. I don't know why. It's so funny to me. Oh my god. But the fight choreography looks amazing. It looks amazing. They put their whole foot in this. Jeez.
He's too powerful.
I love the orchestral version. Okay, here we go.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you-know-who.
I love the orchestral version. Also, this fucking scene of Shadow running on water. Oh, I'm literally going to be staring at the movie screen like this the entire time. I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if I can handle it. Because when I went to go see the FNAF movie, it was mostly adults. Because I went to the Alamo to go see the FNAF movie, and it was like 99% adults in that theater. And some of them were being really fucking annoying. It was funny, like, the first couple of times, but it was like, shut the fuck up. You know, we're here to watch the movie, you know? This, I know I would probably go see at Regal's. We'll see. We'll see if the Alamo, because it just was a hassle to get to the Alamo from where I am. Like, the Alamos in New York, there's only a couple, and they're all a hassle to get to. So, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. Either way, I'm going to go see it in, like, a recliner theater. Either way, there's going to be children in the theater. I will feel the same way that I felt, possibly, when I went to go see Spider-Verse for the second time. When I went to go see Across the Spider-Verse for the second time in theaters, I saw it and I was next to a child and their father, and it was like a little girl, a little black girl, and her father, and I was delighted the entire time. Like the noises this child was like making, calm down. The noises the child was making, like they were just so happy watching this movie. If that's not what I get in that theater, if I get a bunch of annoying children, I'm gonna go as late as possible. So hopefully I get like maybe some older kids who are like, you know, actually want to watch the Sonic movie, you know? I'm just hoping I get a good crowd. I need a good crowd, okay? I don't know. I can't get my FNAF crowd again. I really can't. I can't. I need a good crowd, okay? I'm okay with going into a movie with children. Obviously, I'm going to watch a children's movie. I have no reservations about that. It's just what type of children are going to be at this movie, okay? Like, that is the real thing, okay? The crowd I saw when I went to go see the TMNT movie as well were really good. It was like a field trip of kids, and they were all on their best behavior, and it was cute, and it was fun, okay? That's what I need. That's what I need, okay? Like, if you're listening, anybody up there listening, please. I don't ask for much. Anyway, this scene of Shadow walking on water is crazy. Him doing the little kick on the gun soldier, crazy. And here we have Tom on the floor. This is when people think that Tom is going to die. I don't think Tom is going to die. I really don't. It would be so unnecessary, like, for Tom to die. They might, like, you know, push it that far. They might, like, you know, get it like, oh, is Tom gonna die? Is he gonna die? But I don't think Tom is gonna actually die. Unless, for some reason, James Marsden was like, I don't want to do these movies anymore. Then they might kill off Tom. But, like, unless James Marsden was like, this is my last movie. This is my last Sonic movie. I don't think they're gonna do that. Which I hope not. I hope John Marsden is having fun. I love him. I love him in these roles. So I hope he's having fun. I really hope they don't kill off Tom. There's just no point. Again, unless James Marsden didn't want to be in the movies anymore. Like, there's no narrative point, though. There's no narrative point in doing that other than for Sonic to be like, oh man, my father died after my mother died. Like, what? Like, it's just like saying that, like, oh, he needs to experience what Shadow has experienced. I think it's dumb. I think it might, like, you know, the only thing I can see narratively that you get out of that is that Sonic doesn't trust the government anymore. Like, about it. Like, I don't really see any narrative reason for Tom to die. Like maybe I'm wrong. Like, let me know down in the comments. Like, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I really don't see a narrative reason for Tom to die. I don't know, man. Also, people were saying, first of all, I thought Knuckles in that scene with the little black hole was Amy. And people were saying, well, Amy could be behind the little pillar. What up? People were saying Amy could be on the other side of that pillar. I thought where Knuckles was sitting, that's where Amy was. Is Amy going to be in this movie? I don't know. Amy has a really big part to play in Sonic Adventure 2. She's the reason Shadow becomes a good guy. Straight up. Like, she has a conversation with Shadow, and Shadow's like, oh, you know, maybe you're right. Like, literally. Also, I love the black hole thing. People are saying that's like Shadow Spin Dash will be realized as a black hole. Like, Chaos Control will be realized as a black hole. Yeah, that's cool as fuck. I'm sorry. It's cool as fuck. Amy and Rouge might come in at the end. I don't think she's gonna be in the movie. And as for Amy, I don't know. I feel like to make her conversation with Shadow matter, she would have to be literally introduced at the beginning of the movie, and we have to spend a lot of time with her. That's why I don't think she's gonna be in this movie, because in order to make that impactful moment happen if that is what they were going for. Like, we have to know a lot about Amy. By the time Sonic Adventure 2 happens, we know a lot about Amy. We know a lot about her character. And so her having this conversation, also the whole thing was that she mistakes Shadow for Sonic in the beginning, and that was like the whole point of her chasing him around and like all that stuff, and that's when they get to have that conversation. We have to introduce Amy, then Amy has to fall in love with Sonic, and like she doesn't know Sonic, because like in the beginning we're like, oh, Sonic, like Amy knows Sonic, she's known Sonic for a while, for a long time. In this one, Sonic comes from like literally as like a baby child to being in the real world. So he has never known Amy, and Amy has never known him, right? So it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for her to just come in and like already like Sonic. Like, something has to happen for her to be like, oh, Sonic. Like, she has to be introduced, then Sonic has to do something for her to start liking Sonic, and then she has to be known for all of the stuff, for all the, you know, nature and good-heartedness that she has. Then she has to be able to have this conversation with Shadow. It's a lot to be happening in like a B plot for a movie that is mainly about Shadow. I just don't think that it's going to happen, because in order to do her justice, same with Rouge is a little less so, because, you know, there's a lot you could do with her character, but historically they haven't done a whole lot with her character, like plot wise and like character wise. So I don't know about that. Like, if you were to introduce her as a side character, it would just become a little bit too bloated. I think it'll be a little bit too bloated to add Amy in as a significant character. Same with Rouge. Rouge might come in at the end. Amy might come in at the end, the same way like Tails did at the end of Sonic 1. Yes, that was at the end of Sonic 1. So I don't think they're going to be in this movie though. And if she's in the movie, I don't think it's going to be something like crazy. Kind of defeat the purpose of her being in the movie. So this is the part I'm talking about. Look at his face. Like, what the hell? Like, look at his face. Like, whoa, Sonic. Like, whoa. So I want to know what the hell this conversation is. I want to know, because like you got the police cruiser in the background. Sonic and Shadow are Tails and oh my god, Tails and Sonic are having this conversation where it seems like Tails is maybe not on board with doing whatever. I know this is like the whole thing of like, oh, we got to go work with Eggman, but I think this is a different conversation. I don't think this is the conversation of him talking about like, I gotta go do this thing, we gotta go talk to Eggman or like whatever. I don't think so. I think this is a different conversation. I could be dead wrong about that, you know, like, you know, mark this and tell me that I'm wrong, you know, at the end of the year. But like, I think that this is a separate conversation, maybe like a third act conversation between Tails and Sonic is about to do something stupid, like really stupid, like, oh, Sonic, you're about to lose yourself type of stupid, not let's go work with Robotnik type of stupid. You know what I mean? I would love for this trailer to have a lot of misdirections in it. Like, again, with the whole Gerald Robotnik, because that's the whole point of this. Also, when are they going to introduce the Chaos Emeralds? Because are we going to get Super Sonic and Super Shadow and also Chaos Control? It would be really good to introduce the Chaos Emeralds now, because Chaos Control, one. And then also Dr. Eggman finding out that there is a bigger, better power source that is the Chaos Emeralds, and then that being a part of the reason why he ditches Sonic, like betrays, like it's pretty obvious that he's gonna, you know, third act betray Sonic and co. As soon as he figures out Gerald Robotnik is alive, and Gerald Robotnik tells him, hey, you can have everything that you want if you just like help me out over here. Like, I'm totally not gonna destroy the world, so you should just do what I say, you know? I think that that's gonna happen. And I think it would be cool to add the Chaos Emeralds in there for maybe Gerald Robotnik to tell Eggman, hey, you know, there's these like things called the Chaos Emeralds, and they're so great, and they're so much better than anything you could think of. Like, seriously, for real, actually. Also, why did Stone grab him like that to shave off his head? The whole, like, Stone and Eggman saga has been really interesting. It has been really, really interesting. Because what is going on over there? Shadow and the motorcycle? Shadow and the motorcycle? They really they said we can't give him a gun, but we can give him a motorcycle.
What did you do? What I had to.
I need you to understand. So I didn't really get this until I watched somebody else talk about this. So the Akira slide, we were all like enamored by the fact that they made him do the Akira slide. The Akira slide is so good. It's so good. It's so iconic. What I had to, like, so he does the Akira slide. I don't think you understand. Apparently, he's doing the Akira slide up like a vertical plane. He's doing the Akira slide like up a building and then pushes off the bike into the air. Like, what? what? Like what? Like what? I could watch this part of the scene all day because it's absolutely insane. Yeah, he's Akira sliding up a building and then off the building and then pushes off the building, pushes off the bike in midair. Like what? Like what are we talking about? Like what are we talking? Like this is literally movie of the year. It's movie of the year. Oh my god. The whole Gerald Robotnik thing, I don't know. I personally feel like there are ways that we can go about it to make it interesting. If you were helping, like, I'll say this and we'll wrap it up here. If you were hoping for a 1-to-1 recreation of Sonic Adventures 1 and 2, you should go play Sonic Adventures 1 and 2. Like let's just straight up, you should go play Sonic Adventures 1 and 2. There is a level of like expectations. Obviously, a lot of us have very high expectations for this. And so far, they've been knocked out of the water. So far, they've been, oh my god, they've been knocked out of the water. So just knowing that there are people working on this who care so much about the Sonic franchise, who care so much about Shadow, says more than anything. But also, like I said, I believe that this is going to be a retelling of sorts in an alternate universe. If you were expecting a 1-for-1, you know, type of beat, I don't think this movie is going to be for you personally. I think that it's going to be a lot more lighthearted than Sonic Adventures 1 and 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog. Those games are really dark. Really dark. And I think they will go there in terms of story, but I do think we also have to believe that this is a Sonic movie 3 and not Shadow the Hedgehog. So while we will get a lot of Shadow the Hedgehog, we have to remember that there is a lot of character development that Sonic has to go through in this movie. So keep that in mind as well. I think like people might get a little annoyed at the comedy aspect of it, but I love when comedy meets tragedy. So well, we'll just have to wait and see. I, for one, am very excited. Please let me know down in the comments below how you feel about this. I will be on Twitter for the rest of my days and on Tumblr for the rest of my days talking about this trailer until the movie comes out. Actually, until the game comes out. I promise you, right here, hand on my heart, I promise that when Sonic X Shadow Generations come out, I will be streaming it. I wanted to get the there's like a deluxe like master collection set, and I really want it. It's like $300, and we'll see if I get that. We'll see. We shall see. But either way, I will be getting the game. I will be getting the game day one, and I will be playing it. I haven't played a Sonic game in years, so we'll see how that goes. I've also really wanted to find the Sonic Battle series and the Sonic Advance series. Those are really hard to find though, so we'll see if that ever happens. But I can promise you that at least in October, when Sonic X Shadow Generations comes out, I will stream it. Okay, I got sick. I was trying to figure out like how to do the PNG tuber stuff. I made a new PNG tuber. I got all the way to like almost rigging it, and then I got sick. Okay, I had plans to stream before school started. I don't think that's gonna happen. I will try my gosh darn hardest because I want to talk to you guys. I love talking to you guys. Speaking of, leave a comment down below how you feel about the trailer. Let me know about anything you want me to check out, anything you want me to play. Let's keep the train going from last video to this video. Thank you guys so much love on the last video, by the way. I did not know if the last video was gonna do well. Let me know if you guys want another Gravity Falls video. I would have to rewatch the entirety of Gravity Falls, but I have a lot to say specifically about Mabel and the way that y'all treated Mabel. I have a lot to say. About how the fandom treated Mabel back in the day, but that requires me to like rewatch all of Gravity Falls, which I will do. Don't get me started. I have the entire box set. Don't get me don't threaten me with a good time, you know. But I just have to like commit time to do so. And maybe I'll start today. Who knows? Or maybe I'll just draw Sonic for the rest of the time. Who knows? Anyway, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you did, you are a real one. All of my socials, everything is down below. And let me know how you feel about this trailer. Are you as hyped for it as me? If not, that's okay. Thanks for watching anyway. I will see you in the next episode. Love and peace. Did y'all peep the fit? Hold on. I didn't even mention the fit that I got on. Do y'all see the fit? I'm gonna put the like artist down below. I have the Sonic version of this shirt as well. It's like it's a Team Dark like vacation shirt. Yeah, there's a Sonic version of that too. And the makeup and the hair. Yeah, it's all Sonic over here, baby. It's all Sonic over here.